Good evening and welcome to the Job Search Solution, the radio program where we talk about looking for a job, changing jobs, changing careers, hiring. And as always, we begin with a prayer. Dear God, grant us thy peace and thy mercy. Thy will be done. And in just a few minutes, Rich Levinsky is going to be with us talking about consultants in the workplace. Always has some great topics about what's going on in the world of consulting. I wanted to discuss in this particular session a real philosophical foundation that has to be or is best to be in any kind of personal business that people do. And I was reminded of this yesterday when I had a candidate that started talking about it. And it reminded me of one of the first teachers I had when I got into the recruiting and consulting business was a guy by the name of Jim Rohn. And if there are those of you that are out there that are old enough to remember him, he was absolutely fantastic. And he's since gone, of course. But if you're young enough and haven't ever heard of him, for goodness sakes, buy some of his books and audio tapes. He's phenomenal. And one of the overriding principles that he spoke about throughout his career was the idea that what you become in the process of getting what you want is more important and everlasting than what you get. There are always going to be goals, physical goals, to where you want more. You'll always want more. Rarely are we ever satisfied with just exactly what we've got, except for a very few moments. Of course, that's another discussion. But his point was that how you grow on the inside and how we grow personally is everlasting. That if we don't grow in our jobs every day, if we don't become better people at what we're doing, if we don't give to people more on a daily basis, then we're not really growing. Money and title and prestige and all that kind of stuff, that's going to come and go. Money comes and money goes. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. When you have it, you appreciate the feeling of what it was like when you didn't have it. When you don't have it, you appreciate the feeling of what it's like, but it's a never-ending kind of thing. But how you grow personally, how you grow in your heart and in your soul, how much of a better person you become. Do you become more patient? Are you more understanding of other people? Do you forgive more when people wrong you? Are you more trying to see the other person's point of view, even when you don't want to? Do you control your anger? One of the ways that lots of companies go astray is when the groups of people get angry at each other and don't curb their personal aggressiveness. And if you can't look back on every day when you finish your day, what did I learn today? How did I become better? Did I push my limits? Did I get better at what I did? For instance, yesterday I was focusing on listening better. I've been trying to listen to people for 49 years. I still don't do a good job. I interrupt. I focus so much on what I want to say, I forget to focus on what they're saying. So I'm working on that. I'm working on listening a little bit better and becoming a better person that way in lots of different ways, being more patient, being more understanding. I have a real hard time with people that talk real slow because I talk real fast. And when I have to listen to somebody that talks real slow, it drives me, my patience get pushed. And but that's my problem. And it's something that I have to work on. It's those kinds of things that end up making a difference in how we grow and how we become better. So we focus on becoming better people, and therefore we end up becoming better professionals. We end up helping people more. We end up doing a better job for people because we have become better. But focusing on that and realizing that it is a daily mission to become better as a human being, and therefore better in the kind of thing that we do, that makes all the difference in the world. That if we're not growing, then we're not getting any better. And if we're not getting any better, we're stagnant. And if we're stagnant, we just don't do very well. So you want to focus on what you become in the process of getting what you want. Am I growing as a person? It was Alexander Solzhenitsyn that said that the purpose of this life is not prosperity as we know it, but rather the maturing of the human soul. So the question is your soul maturing every day? Are you growing? And there's going to be challenges. It's not easy. It's very difficult. And sometimes it's downright painful, the lessons that we have to learn in order to become better. But if we focus on that kind of thing, and we focus on becoming better human beings at what we do, then we become better people. And when we become better people, we grow spiritually. All right, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. This is Tony Bashara with the Job Search Solution.